Back from the dead.
I gotta be honest, it's a stressful day today. Realising that one of the projects I'm working on is the deadline's closer than I sort of really realised. I knew it was 4 weeks away, but I didn't really appreciate that it's only 4 weeks away.
We're back from the dead.
Are you ready? Let's go.
Back from the dead.
So that there is the garnet being delivered. That's the stuff that does the cutting in the water jet cutting, the cutting of the titanium. Unfortunately, because we have an awkward sort of entryway here, this thing here, because of that, the pallet has to get left outside. So the ton of garnet has to get carried in by hand.
We're back from the dead. Back from the dead. Back from the dead.
1,178. That's how many tweezers we've cut so far, so we're about halfway through. Probably another week or so to go. Just arrived back home. Spent most of the day in the cafe working. Different type of work today. Trying to deal with, I've got a deadline for a product I'm trying to deliver to someone else a few weeks from now, and sort of, you learn things, you make mistakes, you try and learn from them. I've left this kind of late, if I'm honest. I didn't realise the deadline. Like, I knew it was there, but I didn't realise sort of what it took to put this project together. So, you live and learn, that's fine. I was working hard today trying to get caught up, so fingers crossed, should be all good. Now, something else. I just got asked in an email about starting a business. Now, actually it's a bit hot in here. Right. I get emails on my cell phone, I just have a quick look at them and then I answer them properly sort of when I get home at night or the next morning. So I just briefly saw this email. I don't know who it was from. The question was, I'm seriously thinking about starting a business. What advice would you give? Now, I'm going to reply to that email later, but it got me thinking, and there's two issues with that question. One is, it's extremely generic. When you say what advice would you give, like with regard to what? It's not a good question, if I'm honest. There's actually three things. The other thing is that I'm really probably not the person to ask about that. Like, I've barely been in business 3 years, and as I mentioned earlier about the deadline that's coming up, I'm even learning that. Like, it's like non-stop learning. If you had something specific about packaging, fulfillment, customer relations, or even manufacturing, quality control, I could probably help there if it was very specific. But there's something even more critical, because the question personally doesn't make much sense to me, and here's why. The question was, I'm seriously thinking about getting into business. That part there, seriously thinking. Like, I'm not really familiar with that approach. My approach to what I did was I was working in an IT job that I hated. Like, it wasn't the job, it wasn't the people, it's just any job. I just don't like working for someone. It's something I've never liked. And, prior to the IT job, I was working for myself. and I've worked on and off for myself over the years. I've had to get jobs where I needed to. To my mind, if you're asking, should I get into business or should I not, then you probably shouldn't. I don't know. Like, I can tell you this. When I was working my IT job, I would go in, I would do 3 hours solid work before I started my job in the morning. And then I'd do my job for the day, and as soon as I got home, I'd have a quick bite to eat for dinner, and then I'd keep working on the business until I went to bed at night. And I did that 5 days a week, and at the weekend, one weekend, I would have the whole weekend to myself, and I would work solidly the whole weekend. The other weekends, I would have my son. For a year or so, I was doing everything I could to get self-employed again, because it was just like a burning, driving desire. There wasn't even a question, should I or shouldn't I go into business? It was like, this is what I'm doing. Like, I have to do this. There was no option. There was like, you either win this battle or you die. There was not a question of, I'm thinking getting into business, or should I do this, should I do that? It was just like, bit of a rant there for you, but at least it's the truth.